When ChatGPT was first out, I was like Will Smith from iRobot. It felt like I was the only person calling out the low quality output and what it does for me. Because like many people, I was skeptical. And I was like, hey, I forged my whole career in marketing. Surely ChatGPT, you can't just come and replace me. I nicknamed it Snooze GPT as I ran some prompts for some ads like write me a high converting ad for this niche. And I was very underwhelmed by the output. It wasn't till I got up and I went for a walk and I was like, I don't need to be skeptic on this. I need to go all in. This is definitely where the future is heading. Instead of being skeptical about it, I thought, how do I treat my ChatGPT account the same way I would treat a new internal team member and give it the same support, love, guidance, continuous prompting and training, and the occasional whipping to get the response that I needed it to do. Hey, I'm Rashid. I'm a growth marketer with 8+ years skin in the marketing game. And in this video, I'm going to share how to use AI to double your ad conversions, proven and battle tested by yours truly. So let's start with this. What we're having right now is leverage inflation. So leverage is the key to making money, right? Business owners are always looking how to get more outputs for the same inputs into their business. So what we're seeing right now is with AI, we have this K-shaped economy where 20% of the job skills become 10 times more productive and enhanced by AI. And then there's the 80% of the job skills that are going to plummet and go to zero and can be completely replaced by AI. So what I like to do is think about those 20% of job skills that are going to get us much more leverage on our time because, like I said, what we're having right now is leverage inflation. Here's the issue. Rising CPMs squeeze profits, and this affects the bottom line. Marketing drives customers, so when those costs go up, it hits hard. There's a big difference between running ads in 2019 versus 2024, right? And the costs keep climbing. But here's the thing, and here's the real threat. It's not your competitors. The internet's currency has shifted. You're competing with 6,000 titles on Netflix, 700,000 active podcasts with 29 million episodes, 2 million articles published every day, 5 billion videos watched on YouTube every day, including live streams, DMs on 7 platforms, text messages, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Slack, emails, ads, 40+ logins, your computer, 1 phone, 2 browsers, 42 tabs. That is the market you're competing for when it comes to attention. So you need to be a master at stealing and converting attention if you want to get results from ads these days, as the market pays you with their attention. It's not when someone fills out a contact form on your website, on your landing pages, or on your funnels. It's not when someone pulls out their credit card and buys something from you. It's when they choose to pay with their attention, their most valuable resource for something. They could be spending it on something else, right? And this is what you're competing with when it comes to running your ads. These are all the things that release dopamine for people that they can choose to spend their time on other than your boring stuff, right? But the reality is that there is infinitely other options out there in the marketplace for your prospect to spend their attention on that is so much more entertaining and fun for them than whatever it is that you're trying to sell them. And this is the modern day attention spans. And so there's never been a greater need to understand social psychology and marketing than now in these modern times. You need to be a student of the markets. It's not good enough to know what your competitors are doing. You need to understand where your prospects are spending their time and attention. What shows are they watching? What podcasts are they listening to? It's no longer just about writing good copy. You need to be a brilliant marketer. The marketing greats like David Ogilvy didn't face today's internet chaos. Attention spans are shorter, content is everywhere, and you're not just competing with businesses. You're up against TikTokers, YouTubers, and podcasters. When you serve an ad, you're asking for a slice of that limited attention. In fact, Netflix gets this. They said their biggest competition isn't Disney Plus, it's sleep, right? That's why they run endless tests to keep you hooked, from changing thumbnails to sparking curiosity about shows that you've already seen. They know the game, right? Hijack attention. This is the reality. Everything competes with everything in the one massive attention arena. And when you step in, you're asking your prospects to choose you over everything else. Now, leverage is about amplifying the inputs to provide a greater output, okay? So let's talk about day trading attention. A sales funnel is a system simply of inputs and outputs. We have the raw inputs, the raw materials being attention. Then the processing of those raw materials is the persuasion. And then the output is the revenue, whether it's leads or whatever it looks like for your business. It's ultimately to drive revenue, right? No matter what you're selling, this remains true. You must get attention first. Nothing happens until you hijack that attention. It doesn't matter if your price point is $10 or $10,000. Attention still remains the first domino that needs to fall. Now, once you understand this, the game becomes, how do you hack the system to get more attention and more throughput? It's not just about getting attention at the top of the funnel, it's how you get more throughput through the entire system. You do this by getting leverage. In a world where cost of traffic is only going up and rising, the businesses that will win are the ones that can get the most leverage from the same traffic. Because you're competing with the likes of Coca-Cola and other countless brands, because there's only one news feed. AI equals leverage, right? So the inputs being time, money, or energy that you have to put into the system. The outputs is the results you're aiming for, whether it's income, revenue, impact, eyeballs, or something else. This leads to the next section, which is how to use AI to double the outputs using the same inputs for what it is that you're already spending. First things first, that there are tens of thousands of ads that never get clicked. Why? Because most ads are like rice soup. No flavor, no seasoning, just boiled rice and water. What you need to do is focus on being different, unusual, and as dramatic as possible in your ads. If you just go out there and say, this is what I've got to sell, you'll be one of those ads that gets ignored. And you'll end up paying a premium for every CPM. You need to be polarizing. Why? Because being all things to all people is the fastest way to become invisible. In this chaotic internet, you can't just sell quietly. You have to hijack the attention first, then deliver value to earn the right to retain it. And the first rule of an ad is to not make it look like an ad, right? Meta, YouTube, TikTok, they are all native advertising platforms. The second you see a little sponsored label, you scroll faster, right? These platforms know that. So your ads need to blend in. Humans have an average of 50,000 thoughts a day, most of which are repeated. The human brain is an incredibly efficient pattern recognition machine, and it knows not to waste its time to relearn, and it knows it's a waste to relearn what we think we already know. Unless you're doing something different, you'll always be ignored because the brain is always looking for familiar patterns. That's why in advertising, we use pattern interrupts. A pattern interrupt is a new, novel, or disruptive element to get that attention. So make sure your ads do that. In media buying, 80% of success is creatives and only 20% is actually media buying. You want to spend most of your time on the creative in your ads. Gone are the days when all you needed to do is be a killer media buyer and you'll get really good ad performance with these big platforms. Platforms now aim to make ad management simple for anyone, even small businesses. As a result, media buying skills have a short half-life. The focus should now be on the creative. Let's talk about what makes a good creative. First off, as we've already identified, you need to interrupt the pattern, right? It's also reflected in the image itself. It needs to look unusual, different, and drive intrigue. What is going on here? Because that's how you grab attention. But it's not enough just to interrupt the pattern. You also need burning intrigue behind both the headline and creative. On top of that, you need a big specific benefit. So check out this image, and this is a framework of a killer ad. First, you have the pattern interrupt. Then you have the burning intrigue. Make sure all your ads have these elements. If you do that, you're going to see a huge drop in your CPMs you pay on these platforms, because ad platforms are monitoring everything. How long people hover on your ad, how many click the see more button, how many share it. If you're getting disproportionate engagement, that signals to the algorithm that this ad must be good, because at the end of the day, people will only stop and read it if it's different and grabs attention, right? So a question is, are you launching hundreds of new ads every single week? Brand new creatives, brand new copy. It's a challenge, right? I get it, because 80% is meant to be invested on the creative, but it's also very, very difficult to do that at scale, literally launching hundreds of ad variations. But that's the way you also fight this inflation, is by launching new creatives, right? Everyone's launching new creative on ads and seeing that a little bump in their ad performance. The game becomes this: how do we repeat that at scale? It's a challenge I faced myself. So here's how I did it. First of all, the headline carries 80% of the weight in any given ad. 80% is down to the headline. It's not what most people think. So the first thing you can do is take your winning headlines that you're running right now, or you see that's doing really well with your competitors in the market you're in, give them to ChatGPT. Say the following: give me 10 variations of this meta ad headline, make it compelling, ultra specific, and very direct. Each headline should include a big benefit and burning intrigue. Limit it to 45 characters. Here's the example of headline XYZ. If you take your best headline and you run it through this prompt and launch it, that will increase your ad performance by 10 to 15%. Trust me. With that said, here's something else. 11 words to triple response from ads. What are they? Is it the headline, the creative, maybe the call to action? Nope, it's the lead-in copy. The first 10 to 15 words of your ad. Here is why this matters. That small tweak can double, even triple your ad's performance. The trick: start with a quotation, a hair on fire question, or a real problem your audience is desperate to solve. Platforms like Reddit are gold mines for this type of language. Just lift the exact phrasing your market is using and use it to kick off your ad. You can also use testimonials for similar effect. Change nothing else and you'll see the results. You can use ChatGPT with the same thing here too. Give me 10 variations of this opener to a Facebook ad. Make it visceral, ultra specific, and very direct. Limit it to 11 words. Here's an example of an opener, XYZ. Take your winning openers, then bang. Then you've got a whole bunch of winning headlines, a whole bunch of leading copies. The general rule for your ads is that you must be different at all costs, write like you talk, use stories, right? Don't speak about your company by name, speak from the perspective of a user or in the first person. Also, make your ads valuable. This one is big. If you want your stuff shared, your ads need to provide value. Remember, the first sale is the sale of someone's attention. You want to over-deliver on that. If your ads are valuable in themselves, you'll see lots of shares, reach, and people spreading your content for free. Another one is that your ads shouldn't look like ads, right? They should blend in with the content on the platform and get shares and likes. Another one is short sentences. 5 to 10 words or less. And lastly, spark emotion to get a comment, share, and click. That's what these platforms are looking for, meaningful engagement. People engage meaningfully with these things that are novel, different, and valuable, not things that are boring, forgettable, or easy to scroll past. The creative grabs attention and works with the headline to hijack it. One winning ad is worth more than 1,000 hours of theory, right? Many believe that growth comes from the other side of an ad tactic, and this bemuses me. That is not where the answers are. What you really want to be doing is launching hundreds of different ads to find that one winning ad, and then take that DNA of that ad using the prompts that I gave you and iterating and creating more of those things that I spent hours experimenting with using AI. And it will 2 to 3x your results writing high converting copy. Ask it to spit out hundreds of different headlines and body combination for your leading copy. Next, in addition to that, what makes a good ad is the readability score, okay? There's a free app called Hemingway Editor, and I highly suggest you use it because you can take your copy that you've done with ChatGPT, upload it there, and it will highlight areas that are hard to understand or overly complex. I found that you should write at a 4th grade reading level or below. Also, break up the copy because most people are consuming ads on their phones. Break up sentences to make them more readable because consumption precedes conversion. To get people to convert, you first need them to consume your message. If you did nothing else with your ads, this alone will bump up your conversions. Next is to ensure your ads have a positive lexical sentiment. There are several tools for this, and here's another one called Centigum. Copy your video script or your body copy, and it will analyze the sentiment. Meta and other platforms use AI to assess the sentiment of the words in your content. They want to promote messages that makes their users feel good, so they'll keep coming back, right? Make sure your overall sentiment is positive. It doesn't mean you need 0 negative sentiment, but the overall message should feel positive. That's a big one. But what about the creatives, my guy? I know what you're thinking. Okay, we've covered the copy, but how do I get creative? First things first, there's always a debate, right? Video ads versus static image ads. While videos are often seen as the better option, video ads on platforms like Meta are a premium inventory. Unless you're creating top-notch videos, you'll pay higher CPMs with potentially lower ROAS or higher cost per lead. Scaling quality video ads is tough due to production and limitations, where image ads, however, are easier to produce, test, and scale. They let you launch more ads, iterate faster, and keep campaigns fresh without that creative bottleneck. Here is my shortcut to creating ad creatives 10 times faster. First off, start with a winning template, right? Don't reinvent the wheel. Use proven templates from high-performing ads, whether it's from competitors, influencers, or your past successful campaigns. Secondly, leverage pattern interrupts. Disrupt the scroll with attention-grabbing visuals. Bold colors, think red, green, yellow, or strong contrasts. High-quality imagery. Skip dull stock photos. Use engaging visuals, memes, or something unexpected to capture attention. For example, I photoshopped my face on Pablo Escobar, as you can see here. The third step is use memes and pop culture. Inject humor and relevance into your ads. Memes or references to trending topics make your content more relatable and less salesy. Adapt trending elements quickly and tie them to your offer using tools like Canva. And the fourth step is optimize with variations. Don't settle for one version, test multiple angles, different color schemes, various images, like I said, for example, products in use, results, testimonials, memes, pop culture references. This keeps the algorithm happy, prevents ad fatigue, and allows you to scale faster. And lastly, the fifth point, scale quickly with dynamic tools. Tools like Canva Pro, very simple tools, lets you duplicate and tweak designs with ease, allowing you to create hundreds of variations from a single idea, saving time and boosting that output. By applying this approach, you can launch hundreds of new ads every week. It keeps the algorithm happy, like I said, prevents creative burnout, and breaks free from the bottleneck of starting from scratch every time. And trust me, it works. It worked for me, and I really do hope it works for you. To finish this part, here's something controversial. There's no such thing as boring products, just boring marketing, okay? You can make anything interesting if you spend enough time and resources on it. And you should be spending 80% of your time on this function because it's the tip of the spear. It will dramatically boost your profits because there's a war for attention, like I said. And the question you need to ask yourself is, what weapons are you using? Are you bringing a knife to a gunfight? Are you serving plain, boring soup in your ads? Or are you doing something totally different from everyone else in your marketplace? With this method, you'll have thousands of fresh ads to run every week. That's how you get a 100x leverage on the ad spend you're already putting in. Take that ad spend, apply this system, and you'll see ridiculous output in your funnels. So that's the attention part. Let's go to part 4 of this video and let's talk about converting attention. The first rule of Fight Club is to look at all your sales messages you're putting out, email flows, website copy, and so on and so forth, and ask yourself, is this entertaining? Because this is what you're competing with. Hyper customized content fed through the algorithms, releasing dopamine to your market. Unless your content is different and hijacks their attention, you won't provide any real value. It needs to provide real value. The first thing to consider is, why would anyone, even my prospects, even care what I'm saying? It has to be interesting, entertaining, and valuable because skepticism, like I said, is at an all-time high thanks to the internet. The barriers to entry to starting a business is almost zero, just the internet connection and a phone. This means there are a bunch of people who don't know what they are doing, running ads and cluttering up the marketplace. The market has been burnt and are highly skeptical of everything you say. This will only accelerate as more people come online. This makes every step of the funnel harder, whether you're getting people to click on your ads, opt in to your content, watch a video, or book a call, right? Chances are they've already been through someone else's funnel and not getting the results they want. A great way to combat this is something called a high value content offer. One of the quickest ways to do this is with a lead magnet, a free report that provides real value. But most people say, I tried that and it didn't work. But the first thing to understand is that this is the second transaction. The first being grabbing their attention, where the second part is you're giving them something for free. This needs to be good as the paid product. Most people put together a stodgy free report, a white paper that has no real value in the market. It's just promotional merchandise for their business, telling people how great they are. That's not value. Another option is a video where it teaches someone about something, like a little mini course about how it solves their problem. Again, it's about offering something to your prospect that associates with high value, something for free. I run these opt-ins in all sorts of markets, videos, webinars, low ticket products, and more. I split tested this, and a free report provides the cheapest cost per qualified lead. Value is the antidote to skepticism. The lens I want you all to look through is how can you provide the most value to your market for free and treat them like customers before they give you a cent. That's how you fight this skepticism running wild right now. You need to grab them with an attention-grabbing headline because to provide value, you first need to get them into your world, right? So let's talk about split testing. I like to use convert.com, but there are many tools out there. I get nervous if I don't have multiple split tests running at any given time. People see me and they say, something's up with Rashid, what's wrong? But it's because I don't have a split test running. I've always have them running anyway. Why? Because split testing on ads, landing pages, or anywhere in your funnel is the easiest way to get results. What do you do when you want to run a split test? Easiest thing to move the most fright in your funnel is the headline of your opt-in page. Pick a headline, test it using the same methods we've covered. Over time, it compounds and you'll keep iterating your way to the bullseye. That's how you get the results. Let's talk about headlines. What goes into a headline? First, its job is to grab attention, filter the target audience, generate burning intrigue, and promise a specific benefit. Focus on what to say, not how to say it. Most marketers obsess how to say things, but that's not the small hinge that swings the biggest door. You need to figure out what you should say in the first place. And to do that, you need to dive into something called the monkey brain. What questions are they asking? Check forums like Reddit or Quora, subscribe to your competitor's email list, read reviews, become your own prospect, mystery shop your competition, join groups and communities like school. What are the common things they're saying? Take those insights and put them into buckets to test. It's all about what you say, not just finessing the words or adding the most polarizing language. Pro tip, download this Chrome extension called Discussions. When you search anything in your marketplace, it will show all the forums and discussions for your search results. This opens a tab labeled Discussions, showing you what people are saying online. This is unlimited fodder for your hooks, ads, and headlines. Then you want to pay attention to the language and vernacular they use. Some of my best performing headlines have come directly from copying what someone is saying in my target market, right? Whether it's from an email, a Quora post, or a Reddit comment. That's the language your market speaks in. I don't want to speak like a marketer. Above all, put yourself in the shoes of the prospect, okay? Don't think about what you need to say. Think about what your prospects want to hear. I also use something called the 4 U's for my headlines. This formula is a simple formula which stands for urgent, unique, useful, and ultra specific. Don't speak in generalities. As the market gets more fragmented, you need to get more specific with your language. Again, you can use ChatGPT with this. Give me 10 variations of this headline. Make it visceral, ultra specific, and very direct. Here's an example of an opener, XYZ. And so you're taking your winning headlines that you're already split testing and you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. You can leverage AI to do that for you. We've got buying the traffic and then we're sending it to a landing page. We're running hundreds of different ad combinations. At bare minimum, you can see at least a 20% uplift in your ad performance. You will get higher CTRs, lower CPMs, and lower cost per purchase or lower cost per lead. Just some closing thoughts quickly that are really important. The biggest hack ever is simply selling what people want to buy. It's that simple. Yet, most don't do it. Most business owners focus on what's convenient or easy for them to sell instead of what the market is absolutely starving for. None of the ads or funnels matter if you're selling something the market isn't hungry for. To create the right offer, start by putting everything down on paper, then ask what is the most ludicrous offer you can create that will get people to throw money at you. Don't worry about how to deliver or sell it just yet. Just start there and then peel it back to something deliverable. Here's an example of an ordinary offer. Say you run an SEO agency. Here's a simple tagline: best SEO management, 100% results focused, no contracts, best local SEO company. Looks pretty normal, right? Pretty standard for most SEO agencies. But if you break it down, it's just SEO management and digital marketing, right? How many people are claiming that on the internet? Everyone, right? Here's an example. Create an offer like this: guaranteed Google rankings in 90 days, or we work for free. That's a powerful one right there, right? A strong offer. The offer is the tip of the spear, okay? It's your marketing message. A compelling offer is 10 times more powerful than a convincing argument. A strong offer will succeed even with weak copy, but strong copy can't save a weak offer. This will make your life so much easier, right? Start from the strongest place possible, then dial it down. If you want breakthrough results, you have to put in a breakthrough effort. It's not just about the best ad hack or strategy, it's about looking at every touch point as part of your funnel and then thinking, how do I do more here? How do I get more leverage out of the CPMs and traffic on my opt-in page? You do that by running all these split tests. So thank you for making it to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.